Alright, so we're going to do a quick little tutorial on Tinkercad and how to get started. So you're going to go to tinkercad.com, where you're going to follow the link that is inside the assignment that your teacher has provided for you in Google Classroom. We're going to click on sign in, not sign up, but sign in up here at the top of our screen. Once I click on sign in, it's going to bring me to a section where it's going to ask me to use my email or something like that. You're going to look for this part here where it says sign in using social providers, because since you're on your Chromebook, we're going to sign in with Google. So I click on sign in using social providers, and then I'm going to click on Google. And it's also going to ask you, it might ask you to choose your Google account for the first time, which is totally normal. Just click on your Robinson Google account. It should be the only one on there. So now you'll see on your screen, you'll see a dashboard. So this is my dashboard. This is where all the different things that I have made using Tinkercad. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create what's called a new design. Now if you ever want to get back to your dashboard, click on the Tinkercad logo and it'll take you right back to it. So when I click on create, first of all, you're going to get prompted with a tutorial. With the tutorials. Don't click on anything. Don't click on new design. Click on the X that's going to pop up here at the top of your window here. It's going to be an X for your tutorial. We're going to skip that. But if you ever want to do some of the lessons, you can click down here, and this is where all of your lessons would be. So you click on those to be able to go through those lessons. So we're going to start in 3D design, and we're going to click on create new design. So now that I'm in my new design here, this is my work plane, this blue part area here, as you can see. So you want to think of it like as a table. Okay, over here at the top, you have your different types of ways to be able to maneuver your work plane. So if I click on the box, I can rotate it up and down, left and right, turn it sideways. That way I can see my project that I'm working on. Okay, this here will bring me home, the home button. So see now how it's back perfect here. This here is the fit all in view. Here's my zoom in, and there's my zoom out. Okay, and then you won't be really using this one. This is the orthographic view. This is something that you'd use for when you are doing some type of architectural stuff. So it just switches that. So we're going to go back home. We'll get out of that art there. So we're going to start with this really simple shape here. We're going to go with the box. When I click a shape over here on the right, I'm going to actually drag it, as you can see, to my work plane. There it is right there. And here's where I change my colors and radius and things like that for my shape. The little squares here that you see, there's a white square, there's these little black squares as well. So remember, these are 3D objects. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so you can see here. So these are 3D objects. And so when I move, I can move around and see the different sides of my square like we talked about earlier. Okay, so I go back home here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So if I want to resize my square, my object, I click on the square here. It turns red. Once I hover over, I click and I hold, and I drag. See, I can make my square bigger or smaller, however I want to make it. Okay, so there's my box there. If I want to move my square back to the middle here, I'll just click and hold. I can move it all around my work plane. Right there. If I want to raise my square up, or my object up, see this little cone looking thing here? It's a little black cone. Once I hover over, it turns red. I click and hold, and I can raise it up off of the ground. I can raise it right back down to where it needs to be. Okay, so it's at -1. I'm going to go ahead and put it back at 0. Is where it needs to be, right there on my plane. Okay, so you can also adjust the size of your object with the numbers as well that are in there. So if I click it and come here, I can actually type the numbers and it'll resize my square. See, there we go. Pretty neat, huh? All right. So to do text, Once again, I come over here on the right side, I drag my text, put it in front here, I let it go. It's the exact same thing with this I'm going to do with my text. I can resize it by grabbing what they call them, the white little squares, they call them paddles. So I click on my square and I drag it in, I drag it out. So that's how I can resize my text. I'm going to use my cone here. Turns red, I click on it, drag it up, let it go because I need to put it on top of it. And I'm going to move my text over my box. So I can see here exactly where I'm at by coming over here, and I can rotate now. And see, okay, is my text where I want it to be? Not quite. So I'm going to click and drag it a little bit more. I want my text to be right there. So I'm going to bring it back home here so I can see exactly where it's at. Alright, so I'm going to actually rotate it a little bit so I can see, and then I'm actually going to grab my cone here. Once again, I'm going to bring it, I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag my text down to where it sets inside of my box. And so what that looks like now, as you see, there it is, it's right on the inside of my box. It kind of gives a little raised 3D effect. If I want to change what's in my text, make sure my text is selected. Over here where it says text, that's when I can type my name or type the things that I want to type about Sarah Barton. So see how my text is hanging over? So I'm going to actually need to grab my text again. I'm going to need to drag it a little bit over there. I also might need to resize it. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so I can fit more text onto my thing there. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it back. Look at that. I just put my name inside the box. So, if you have any questions, be sure to ask your teacher. When you're done, you're going to share it. Over here at the top right corner of the screen is the share button. When I click on share, it's going to give me some options here. I'm going to actually click on the download locally, and that's going to save to my Chromebook. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to upload it to Google Classroom. Okay? You're going to submit it like you would normally submit something to Google Classroom. Okay? All right. Well, thank you very much, and hope this helps.